we go to the sixth communication pattern of God. Okay, the seventh. We just finished the sixth. The sixth is having direct communication. The sixth is having direct communication. Now we go to the seventh. The seventh is God initiates communication. God initiates communication. God initiates communication. So be an initiator of communication. Don't run away from communicating. How did God initiate communication? When man fell in the garden, they ran into hiding. It was God who came looking for them. Initiate communication. I was sharing with one of our ministers how God led me to initiate communication with somebody who has withdrawn from me because that person was feeling bad. You can always initiate communication. It is pride that will make you say, I cannot initiate communication. I'm more than that person. No, always initiate communication, especially when the Spirit of God leads you. Stay on God's communication pattern. Point number 8, God communicated care and concern. We can see that first in Genesis 3:9, when he came looking for man. We can see that in the story of Cain, Genesis 4:6, God communicated care. So let your communication show that you care. He came looking for Cain and he said, Cain, why are you angry? Don't be angry. If you have done what is right, you would have been respected. That is paraphrasing the conversation of God with Cain. It wasn't Cain who went to God and said, God, why did you honor Abel? It was God who went to Cain when he saw that his anger was falling. As a man, as a woman, as a child, look up to your daddy. What is wrong with you? That was a quality Joseph exhibited in prison, and he would go to people, what is wrong with you? He went to the king's 8 men, and it's like, the butler, the steward, why are you not smiling? Why is your countenance falling? You have to initiate communication. They didn't tell him they had bad dreams. He initiated the communication, and that is why he could get talking with them. He got to know their problem. He preferred solution, and later they became a blessing to him. People you don't initiate communication with might be people God has set in your path to help you. Learn to initiate communication, expressing care. Care. God communicating care. In the process of initiating communication, you express the care that you have. I've used the Joseph example and I've used the Cain example. And God said, why are you angry? And God said, your countenance is falling. When you initiate, when you communicate care, when you let people know that you can observe their countenance, that what is wrong with them. That is how God showed care. We can go on and on and on. Let us stop at this 8th point because we have a lot to say. God said I should add one vital point. Point number 9. Now, in God's pattern of communication. God's pattern of communication. One thing God addresses matters as they are coming up. God addresses matters as they are coming up. Can you notice that when man fell, he addressed it immediately? When Cain's countenance fell, he addressed it immediately? When men began to do evil on earth, he addressed it that, Genesis 6 says, I'm sad that I made man, because the thought of their heart is constantly evil. God does not procrastinate things that need to be addressed. So under God's pattern of communication, the 9th point is addressing matters arising. Addressing matters arising. Don't always procrastinate things that need to be addressed. When you keep pushing forward what needs to be addressed, they will be built up. So when the day you will express yourself, you will blow it out of proportion or overreact. So addressing matters as they come up keeps your relationship healthy. Of course, somebody that you have been piling up offenses against, the day you blow up, you will ruin that relationship because the person will see you as evil, that this person has been warehousing my offenses. Warehousing is a word I use because it is not normal to bottle up offenses, It is not good. So it will ruin that relationship. You destroy trust. You destroy the trust the other party has on you the day you will eventually blow up and share your odds and all that. So address God's communication pattern as each person is messing up, is addressing it. So please address matters as they are arising. Don't procrastinate, don't push forward, and don't consider irrelevant. There are two sets of people who address matters and people who do not address matters. They save it. And you know what happens to those who save matters? A lot of things happen to them. It affects their mental health. It affects their mental health. It affects their emotional health. It affects, and all this affects the way they perceive the other party. And when they begin to see the other party from a bad prison perspective, the relationship is already getting damaged. And when they continue in that way, they will self-destroy a relationship that they could have helped restore and put on the right path. So we come to the end of today's Sunday School. May the Lord bless the reading of His word and all He has shared with us. Amen.